I already know a lot of people not about to like what I'm about to say, and that's cool. But grifters are one of the worst things that happen in the black community in the 21st century. I'm not saying this to be put on a pedestal. I don't need applause. I'm only saying it because it's real. Because when you look at the data and the wealth gap, the business survival rates, the home ownership rates, the marriage rates, the overall condition isn't where it should be, in my opinion. Then you come online and it's grift after grift after grift after grift. We got relationship coaches who aren't in relationships, real estate mentors who don't do real estate, entrepreneurs whose only business is selling courses about entrepreneurship, pro-black voices scamming other black people, religious influencers monetizing their faith more than actually living in it, people constantly telling women, don't date a man if he make this kind of money, like that's universal wisdom. People telling others to quit stable jobs while their own stability comes from selling motivation. Meanwhile, real people are losing real savings, getting evictions, quitting jobs without a plan, and destroying stability chasing an image. This is not about attacking entrepreneurship or attacking self-improvement. It's really only about exploitation. And I think it's so important in these times for people to understand that degrees still matter, licenses still matter, certifications still matter, track records still matter. It's important to stop buying into aesthetics without seeing any evidence. If someone is teaching love, verify that they have love in their own life. If someone is teaching business, verify that they actually made money from running a business. Confidence, it shouldn't come from buying into someone else's illusion. Discernment isn't hate, accountability isn't betrayal, and verification isn't negativity, it's maturity. And if we actually care about the community, it's time for us to raise that standard.
I said I'm never coming back again. Next I stepped away from the mirror. I got my mind made up now, cause I can see the future much clearer. What's happening? Listen. Grifting is entertaining. Excuse me. Grifting is entertainment. Either one. Here's the thing. A lot of the grifts get a lot of views, right? People gravitate to them. And the thing about it is, you say all the grifters have quote unquote personality and charisma. It's not true, or they have a message that resonates with whatever their audience is, right? And the thing about it is this: people don't want solutions, people want entertainment. So what winds up happening is people give you entertaining procrastination. You know, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that, you don't have to do this. Why would you do that? You don't have to actually do something step by step. You could just skip steps and it's all going to work out in the end. And it's not true, but it's entertaining. Um People tap into your emotions. A lot of the grifting, there is an enemy, right? And you're better than the enemy. So the person is catering to your ego to make you feel better than some other people that they don't know, and most of the time you don't know, right? So you're better than whoever. And as long as you keep, believing that, you're gonna watch more, watch more, watch more, like, subscribe, share. And it's like, okay, cool, cool, cool. And this is why what happens a lot of times, a lot of these grifters get busted by their own hypocrisy. But more times than not, the followers stay because, and I'll say it this way: if you consider a grifter fake, all their followers fake too. It's just the difference is there's no face on the quote unquote followers or subscribers fakeness. They can be in the shadows or in public, with their headphones on, you know, grifting away, right? And people could get upset about it, but is it going to change anything? I'm not sure, because I think I think what's the real that's needed is out there, but the real that's needed isn't as entertaining as the grift. So people are going to gravitate to, hey, hey, that's what they're going to gravitate to. Um, Even beyond that, let me say it this way. Let me say this also. Even in this clip, and shout out to him. He edits the same way the grifters edit. You know what I'm saying? So it really it's the same style of presentation as the grifters. You know, and the thing about that I've learned about the internet is, or social media doesn't actually like authenticity. It likes the same thing happening over and over again, just with a different face. Just with a different face. Like, you know, sometimes, or a different subject matter, but the presentation needs to be the same. The editing needs to be the same. The words they use for the words they use in their content needs to be the same as, you know, everybody else. You know, whatever is the new word or phrases of the day has got to be in there, because quote unquote it attracts the grift viewers. And I said, you know, in this way also, grifting makes money and it's easy money. So what are people gravitating to? The idea that I can make easy money too if I grift. And you have a lot of examples of that. And when I say grift, I'm talking about people who um they're not what they talk about, but they know what they talk about um garners a lot of interest. And a lot of times the grifters are usually repackaging other people's actual content. But because they're grifting, it comes off as more entertaining. There's a lack of actual integrity, authenticity, as I said before, but there's a lack of soul in it, because it's not really what they're on anyways. It's just something to get you involved, and you see it with the relationships, you see it with the politics, uh, you see it with the gossip, you see it with uh, politics, gossip. You see it with the racial things. Where else do you see that? Man, you know what? I'll say this now. It's grifting has become a universal thing because I've seen it in sports commentary. You know, because everybody can feel like everybody fit. No, I shouldn't say everybody. There are a lot of people who feel like they can do other people's job better than them because I got a camera too, I got a mic too, so let me go at it. So a lot of this stuff is just being more salacious. You know, let me just be more over the top. You know, let me cause a scene. Let me make a spectacle. And if I do that, here come the views. And here come the people. Yeah, we talking about this. We doing this. Yada 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 yada. But people are there for the entertainment. Like the people who go to NASCAR, not necessarily to watch the race, but hope for a wreck. That's what grifting is. Are entertained by the grifting, and at some point they're like, "Hey man, well, you know, let's ride this out until it crashes and burns." And some people it takes longer than others, but a lot of people crash, but they don't really burn. They just crash, and they're allowed to crash multiple times because, as I said, the followers are just as fake as the grifter. Integrity doesn't matter, right? It doesn't. So we're at a point where, you know, in society, me as a person, I'm looking, I'm like, what's the real, what's the real issue? Because you can't never outgrift a grifter. And society, because it's an easy thing to do, and it has paid. You know, society has this thing where, hey man, let me jump on the bandwagon too. And here's the thing. Um, It's just like kind of when people make food content, they saw people getting successful at it, right? So why not do it too? They may actually be a person who loves food, but it was like, well, let me see if I can monetize it like they do. It's like, yeah, and it's the same thing with grifting. It's, but the difference is, let's just say if it was a food reviewer that's grifting, they would trash places for the views. The food could be good, but the trash in the places was going to get the engagement, right? Because nobody will ever be good enough for them. That's grifting. It's like, oh, and then go and show up at the place that they trashed on social media, like, man, can we get another one of them? Like, bro, you just said we was trash. Oh man, that's just for content, man. That's not real. Yeah, but you messed up our business doing that. Yeah, but I made good money, so but as long to y'all, I'm coming back because y'all open. So as long as y'all open, I'm gonna come back and get this stuff that I was saying was trash, but it was really good because it was really good. But I want to be known as the person who takes down good businesses. But nobody knows they're good businesses because on my page I trash them all. It's that's the mentality. But like I said, that's more entertaining. So this is what people gravitate. Well, this is what people gravitate to. But I'm done. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.